podcast is called The Retirement Key. So what the heck is Scotty Scheffler, or am I saying even his name right? I'm embarrassed to say it. Scotty Chef. Thank you, Scheffler. Obviously, you can tell that when I ask the question, what's golf got to do with it? I don't really know all that well. I'm Heather Branch. I'm a radio person. I have not been much of a golf follower in my life, but Abich, financial advisor, retirement planner. We are here together in this space that you're actually doing better than I am about learning about golf and trying to get better in this space. You know what my problem with golf is that I tried to learn when I was in high school. I am so tragically uncoordinated and unathletic that I think it was about my fifth. I mean, I did lessons, I did driving range. I tried out for the golf team at summer camp. I could not make it work. Anybody that has played golf knows how frustrating it can be to play the game, Abe.
It does take coordination, Heather.
Which I got none of.
And the better the coordination is, the easier it is to hit the ball because it's just a little white ball, you know?
That's it. And I'm very tall. I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm even further away from the ground.
Yeah.
But the idea of, and you've been taking golf lessons recently.
Yeah. So we just joined a club recently, and I just took my first lesson in a long time. And I will tell you, it does really help. And we started with the basics, so we can talk about that on today's podcast and how much it helped and how much it actually relates to retirement planning when we think about it.
It's surprising, but it does. It aligns. So we're bringing all this up because Scotty Scheffler, he is at the top of his and the golf game right now, world's top ranked pro. After his recent win at the British Open, he now has 4 major tournament victories under his belt, which also includes this year's PGA Championship, and he's got 2 green jackets. He's won the Masters twice already in his career. But his perspective is what's actually caught the attention of a lot of people lately. This is what he was saying recently about how each time when it comes to a win, the feeling is only temporary.
I would say my greatest priorities are my faith and my family. You know, those come first for me. Golf is third in that order. And I've said it for a long time. Golf is not how I identify myself. I don't identify myself by winning tournaments, chasing trophies, being famous or whatever it is. Famous is just one of those things. It's like right now I'm the best player in the world. This week I was the best player in the world. You know, I'm sitting here with the trophy. The show goes on.
First off, do we need to give a nod to his parents? Because that is a very well-rounded man. And for somebody that's a top athlete like that, to have that kind of perspective, I think is very rare.
Very grounded. He's very humble. He's got a very strong faith.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helps him with being so humble and so grounded because, man, you can be up and down in the sports world, but he's taking it one day at a time and not letting, the fame and the success get to him and change who he is as a person, which is really cool to see. It's refreshing. Yes,
it is. Very refreshing. Well put. Thinking about the game of golf and the game it's become a game almost, figuring out our retirement plan. It turns out there are a lot of perspectives that can align between the two. And I apologize. Prepare yourself for all the puns that are about to come flying out of my mouth. Abe, thinking about the people that you work with entering a place of walking down their back 9 before they enter retirement, hoping they won't suffer any bogeys along the way. How am I doing so far? You help to make it to the 18th green in a way that they can then go and celebrate their new chapter in the clubhouse. Do you not, sir?
Absolutely. Look, and so, when you're golfing, if you're chasing your ball all the time and you're hitting the driver off the tee box into the woods or into a sand trap or into a water hazard, and then you're having to take a stroke or just spend 5 or 10 minutes trying to find your ball, that's not fun. That's not fun. Similarly, in retirement, leading up to retirement or in retirement, making wrong decisions, losing too much money due to a market downturn, making a bad decision that costs you too much in taxes, making a wrong Social Security decision, making the wrong pension decision. In golf, just staying in play. I mean, if you just hit the ball straight, it doesn't have to go a mile. You just hit the ball straight, you keep it in play, keep the strokes down, then you just got to drive your golf cart or walk straight ahead. You're not spending all your time, looking for your ball in the woods. So, in golf, you want to focus on the target. And in retirement, you want to focus on the target. You want to tune out a lot of the noise. When you're golfing, you don't want to be in your head. You don't want to be thinking about all the things that you need to get right in your swing. You just want to be able to go up and play. And hopefully you have practice and gone to the range enough so that when you get out there, you can just play and it's second nature. It's natural.
Yep.
Same with your retirement. You want to focus on your own target, right? You hear so much out there about how much money you might need to have saved, how much income, the average retiree has or needs per month. You want to focus on your own specific individual goals and objectives and your own target. Tune out the noise when it comes to the media, because the markets are up and down and there's always stuff happening out there. There's been wars lately. There's been tariffs. There's been inflation, changes in the tax code and law. And so you want to tune all that out, focus in on your own individual retirement. And that's helpful in golf as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't they also, isn't there, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, I apologize, I don't know a ton about the game, but isn't there also an argument about how the game of golf is won on the putting green? Isn't that also a thing?
Yeah.
Which is, again, another space that aligns, because you think about people that have worked, they've hit those line drives from a financial perspective. They've made it all the way to the green. Yeah. And then they get there and then they start flubbing up because of all the little details that are involved with putting, just like all the little details that are involved with a proper retirement plan, not financial plan, retirement plan.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah. So perhaps where you can add a lot of strokes on in golf, and where, the clubs, that are probably most important is probably your driver off the tee box, but then also the chipping and the putting, because you can add on so many strokes. You could be on the green in 2 on a par 4. And if it takes you 3 or 4 shots to chip and putt on, you just messed up a good hole. Right. So staying in play, focusing on your target, focusing in on your own risk tolerance, objectives, and goals and retirement is really important. Navigating the hazards, right, on the golf course, we've already talked about them. The woods, the water traps, or the water on the course, the sand traps, hazards in retirement, death, illness, divorce, markets ups and downs, taxes changing, inflation, not being prepared for a healthcare event or having a healthcare emergency or unexpected healthcare event come up that you didn't plan for. So important. Managing your emotions. Well, in retirement, lots of ups and downs, markets ups and downs. You want to remove emotion, focus in on your own personal financial and retirement plan. Tune out the noise. Turn off CNBC and stop watching it, 5 times a day. Stop checking your account balances 3 times a day. I mean, just recently we had someone come in and it's like, Abe, I check my account balances every morning, at midday, and at the end of the day. I mean, 3 times a day. That's a lot. That's a lot. When in retirement, we should be going about doing everything that we want to do in retirement and not just having our investments kind of control us like that. So, when you're golfing, you're going to have highs and lows. You want to try to remove emotions and stay level-headed, not get too upset. Same with retirement as well. I mean, you've got 20, 30 years in front of you. Focus on the long term. Don't get wrapped up in the short term, and tune out the noise and focus in on your own plan. Finally, me having this lesson here recently, first time in a couple of years, and I'm going to have ongoing lessons, because you can't learn everything in one lesson. I learned a lot in one lesson, and I was starting to hit some of my clubs like I've never hit them before in less than an hour.
Wow.
Well, the same with retirement. When you have a coach, when you have an advisor, they can teach you different aspects of your golf game. They can teach you different aspects of retirement you may not know otherwise. You can only get so far Googling. Like the lesson that I got from this golf pro was like, if you're watching how to learn how to golf on Instagram, stop, right? Because everyone has a different tip. Find someone who really, who you kind of jive with and work with them, and tune out the so-called lessons, right, on social media and Instagram. Same thing with online. If you're going online, going to Google to look for retirement planning advice, it's only going to take you so far, because there's an opinion either way on every topic out there. Find an advisor. And I would say, if you're watching right now, listening right now, you're 55 to 60 years old and older, find a retirement planner who specializes in helping people your age, with the amount of money you have, transition over into full retirement successfully. Like, we don't work with 40-year-olds here at Abich Financial.
Right.
Now, we might have a few, but out of 1,200, 1,300 clients, it's going to be a few. when the vast majority of our clients are in their 60s.
Right.
80, 90, 95% of our clients are probably in their 60s, a lot in their 70s, and some in their mid to late 50s as well. But trust your coach, trust your advisor, work with a specialized boutique retirement planner who specializes in true retirement planning, not overall generic financial planning. You've gotten to the point of retirement, you've been diligent, you have enough money saved. Now you need a new type of plan, right? You need a new type of plan to help you transition over into retirement successfully. So work with someone who really specializes in that area and has expertise in that area. That's what we do here at Abich Financial all day long, Heather, is help people transition over into retirement successfully. So the right type of advisor can identify the kind of retirement you want, review everything you have, put it all together into a plan that makes a lot of sense for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's at the end of it all, the point, a plan that makes sense for you, a plan that's customized to you. Just like Abe was pointing out, the idea of finding a coach that's going to work with you on the things that you need. That's the other point I think about finding somebody to work with, Abe, is every plan that you build is customized. If you were to go to your golf coach and ask him, well, how do you instruct that guy? He's going to look at you and be like, don't worry about that. That's that guy or that woman that I'm working with. What I tell them has nothing to do with what I'm telling you.
That's right.
Because you need to work on these things. It's different for everybody.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And that's the advantage to working with somebody like Abe, him and his team here helping folks every single day figure out the game of retirement, the game that it definitely has become. It can feel intimidating and overwhelming for so many of us, again, like the game of golf, but you've got somebody to walk through this space with you, somebody that has the experience of helping people plan for retirement every single day. Hopefully you're just going to go through it once. At Abich Financial, they're going through retirement several times a week. So that's the other advantage of the experience that they bring to the table. Abe did take the time to write down his thoughts in his book, The Retirement Mountain. Another athletic analogy is the idea of climbing a mountain and how it relates to the descension down the mountain, the 7 steps to a long-lasting retirement. Abe penned it all out in this book. It's a short read, just a couple hours. And if you want a complimentary copy, everybody that comes into the office for a second opinion review on their investments will get a copy of this book. But we also have links posted in the show notes, links for you to download a digital copy of the book for free. Again, Abe's just looking to get you the information because as a coach, that's how you help people. That's how you coach people. Right. You empower them with the knowledge, right?
That's right. Absolutely right.
So obviously you poured a lot of your information and knowledge into this book and wanting to help people in this space. What can they expect to learn from it?
Yeah, have a game plan, right? So just like you would have, a game plan for your golf game and the strengths and weaknesses of your golf game.
Yeah.
Right now for me, more weaknesses than strengths. I got a lot of I have a lot of potential. That's what I always say. I've got a lot of potential.
Right.
You have a lot of potential as well. You need to know the strengths and weaknesses of your own retirement plan, the ins and outs. You need to be educated. You need to know the rules of the game. This is a guide that's going to help you descend down your own retirement mountain safely. It's going to help you know a lot out there to make that transition successfully from your working career into retirement. That's why we called it the Retirement Mountain. There is so much information out there that is lacking on the descent, right, on the transition into retirement, on getting your assets and portfolio and life savings to last you the next 30 years versus getting you to retirement. Tons of advice out there on getting you to retirement, on how to invest, what to invest in. Very different type of plan should be put together as you're approaching retirement, entering into retirement.
Well, these are the kinds of plans
this book is all about.
Yeah, and the kinds of plans, again, that you're putting together every single day at Abich Financial. So if you're wanting to learn more, get your hands on a copy of the book. Again, we've got links posted in the show notes, so you can just click there. Visit us, begin that conversation with Abe and his team about your retirement plan, and looking forward to this next phase of your financial life. Find us anytime at theretirementkey.com.